It's live now.
She grabbed hold of me. She started slapping me and shit. I was like, oh, damn, bitch, you do know how.
I don't even know what a blue waffle is. What is that?
I gotta interject on that because I passed home ec with flying colors.
You can take a shot to the face. Life is easy.
Can you imagine flapping in a wind with that?
It's adrenaline, so it's a mind.
I fought in the Golden Gloves out at the Civic Arena in
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What do we got going on today? How's everybody doing? Dawn, what's up? How you doing today? I'm gonna have my brother come up here and hang out for a little bit with me. I'm gonna get a little show going, see if we could have a little bit of fun. But anyway, what's everybody up to today? How y'all doing? Please help me get some shares out if you don't mind. Alyssa, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, fuck. It's a motherfucking Thursday, ain't it? Motherfucking Thursday. Almost done with this week. I got a lot of motherfucking work to do tomorrow. I'm gonna probably be working late tomorrow, honestly. Before we get into anything, let me make some shameless plugs. And I'm going to give you a shameless plug, and I'm going to give you a recommendation to start this off with. All right, hell yeah, Ray, get them shares out. About to smash me a J. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm going to make a shameless plug, and then we'll give out a recommendation here. So my shameless plug is you can get any of your Fire in the Hole merch today at etsy.com/shop/fireinthehole420 for all of your Fire in the Hole merch. Get it today. That shit is awesome. And my recommendation for the day, check out the YouTube channel. Shut up. Check out the YouTube channel Charisma on Command. Here, let me share my screen so I could show you this. I've been listening to a lot from what's going on, Trent. Hold on, Ricky. I'll pull you up here in half a second. I've been listening to a lot of this, and it's definitely helped me out a lot. So I'm sure it could help all of you in a lot of ways as well. So it is Charisma on Command is the, I should subscribe, huh? Is the YouTube channel. They teach you a lot about how to interact and be more charismatic and be more outgoing and do things to help your social situation. I've been listening to a lot, and I feel like I already do a lot of this stuff, but I want to put a lot more into practice. Ricky!
What up?
Do you like this view better, or do you like this better?
Whichever one I'm farthest away in.
All right, we'll give you that. What you up to?
Nothing. Pick Lily up from her school program, and then Bella got basketball in like an hour.
Oh, so, shit. Doing the daddy thing.
I'm in between bullshit.
You said she has basketball practice?
Yeah.
Has she had any games yet?
Yeah, she's on a traveling team. They do like tournaments every Saturday. So basically Saturday we wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and go to Philly for her to play 2 games, and then come home, and then Sunday she got 1 game in Philly again instead of doing it all in one day.
3 games a weekend?
Yeah. But luckily Brittany got off Sundays, so I take her Saturday. Brittany takes her Sunday. So
Thank you for the shares, everybody. I appreciate y'all. What's going on, BMAC? That's pretty cool though. So she's not playing for the school.
no, the school thing ended like February, and then she got the thing to sign up to try out for this other one, and we did it. And then they're like, "Hey, she made the team. We need $550."
Of course, she made the team.
No, there was a lot of kids that didn't make it though.
Said, we don't know if she made it yet. Can you pay the tuition?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she made it. She made it.
They're like, what you got? Let me see your Cash App.
Yeah.
Okay, she made the team. They looked at me and were like, "Oh, you ain't got no fucking money."
Yeah, we ain't putting your kid in here.
I pull up in my Honda, that my window won't go up. They're like, "You ain't paying for basketball, dude."
You ain't poor, or you ain't rich, and you're not 7 foot, so we don't need her. Gotta love the schools.
Between the difference between the school one and this one is way different. I used to watch the games with the school, and it was so frustrating because, like, if they would miss a shot, they would just put their head down and walk. I'm like, "Yo, you can't! What are you doing? Like, chase them! Don't let them score." This one,
they don't
like,
understand the fundamentals.
Like, they'll do what I do. Like, they'll like grab the ball and try and rip it out the girl's hand who's drilling. They don't care.
Yeah.
I always told Bella, like, I tell her, because she's not an aggressive person, and I was like, I'm not an aggressive person either. I said, except for in those lines. I said, in those lines, I'm the most aggressive person there is, and that's what you got to learn to be.
Turn that sweet shit off.
Yeah. I said, I want to make my mom look like a fool if I'm playing against her. I said, I don't give a shit. Like,
turn that sweet shit off. God damn. Yeah, I'm not like that. I don't got that in me.
I don't think I do, because you know me, like I'm an empath. Like I always worry about how other people are feeling, but something about you versus me, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'll swat my son if he tried to take a shot on me. But I don't care if you're 8.
Yeah. See, even like when I was playing on the pool league, the reason I couldn't rank up is because in the back of my mind, something was preventing me from just destroying people. You know what I mean? Like I could easily run the table on you, but like something's like, let him get a shot. Like,
and like what it is it's that I have it too sometimes with certain things. Like with football, I never had it because playing defense, like I'm good at reading people, you know, like that's why I'm good at poker. That's why I've always been good at poker. Like I could fold the second best possible hand because I know you have the best hand just by the way you move around, like the way you're betting and stuff.
Yeah.
I've always been good at that. So playing defense on a football field, I could read the quarterback, and I was always good at that. But like pool is a weird thing because I'll make this shot, but I'll fuck myself on the next shot. Like, so it's a weird thing that like you can.
Yeah.
It's not about, you're not really playing the other person. You're playing yourself when you're shooting.
Yeah.
You know. So I'll do that. I'll take, you know, I'll get in my own way when it comes to that shit. And there's too much time to think. When you're playing a game like that that's slow, there's time to think. When you're playing defense and they snap the ball, there's no thinking anymore. It's reacting.
Oh yeah, true. It's all action.
There's no reacting in pool. Like you can take all the time you want, or you can go as fast as you want. So I'm more of a reactionary person. That's why you're good at, like, when you skate, you don't think. Like you're not thinking about, okay, I'm gonna go up and kick this, grab the board, come down. You just do it. It's the same thing. It's just when you do it, when you repeat something over and over and over, it just becomes second nature. But pool is not one of those things that could ever be like that, because you could always just a little too much or too little.
You always think yourself out of the situation. What's up, Amy? Yeah, like in how about cards, Ricky? In when I'm skateboarding, like when I do think about it, when I'm like, all right, go up there, turn the board, do this,
You mess
I
up.
fuck it up.
You do the thing that is probably true for you, that's true for me too, is so if you're going last or if you're going later in the
Sarah,
thing
Carla.
and you're like, now you know, oh, there's my brother in the audience, my mom's here. So now you're in your head just constantly like, what if. But if you just showed up, grabbed the board, went down, you could have your best run ever. You're not gonna have your best run standing there watching other people go, and especially if somebody had a really good run. Because now you're in your head saying, I have to be perfect, and you're not thinking about going out there and shredding, you're thinking about not falling. And if you think about not falling, falling is the only thing going through your head. And you're gonna fall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like right when I get to the skate park is when I do the best. If I leave within 10 minutes, I look like a pro.
Yeah.
But if I stand there and watch everybody else and get in my head, after the first 10 minutes, all of a sudden I'm falling. I'm fucking it up because I've been there too long. I've thought about it. I'm watching everybody else. I'm trying to one-up people.
And cards is different too, though, because cards is it's just mind games. It's a game of setup and patience and all that. So cards, there's no such thing as thinking too much. Like I think about everything I do. Like if I'm shuffling the chips with my hand, I think about if I'm doing it a certain way, and then I will actively do it differently when if I'm trying to bluff to make you think I have a hand, and I'll do it the same way like that, so that when I do have a hand, I'll do that again, and now you think I'm bluffing.
Now,
So it's like that's all. Everything I do is that's what being an overthinker is good with that, because I literally think my every move when it comes to that, and I watch your every move.
let me throw a scenario at you that fucks me every time in poker. Say you called a small bet on the flop that you shouldn't have called because you have like a 7 deuce, and you're just fuck it, I'll get in this one, and then 7 deuce comes out on the fucking flop, and like they start betting. Well, no, it can't. It would be like say a 7 comes out on the flop, they bet, you call it, I hit a pair, whatever, and then your deuce comes out on the turn. Now, me in that situation, I would have called on the like pre-flop, and then when that 7 dropped on the flop and they start betting, I would have talked myself out of calling because I don't want to flip that 7 deuce and show them I stayed in there with that.
Fuck that! I'll raise it. I'll raise like triple what they bet.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I
pay to
feel
see
like
my 7-2, and I'm gonna piss you off. And
I
if you
hate when
fold,
people are like, "You really came in with that fucking hand?"
I really did. You let me. It's called letting somebody limp in. That's why if you're on the button, you don't ever check. You bet. Make them pay, because if that's when somebody with a 7-2 can get in and win that hand. It
Yeah.
happens all the time. If I got pocket eights and I'm on the button, when everybody puts their big blind in, I'll bet double the big blind, because now I'm either going to steal all your blinds or you're all going to pay, and chances are your 7-4 isn't going to do it for you. But
Yeah.
but
I don't know why I
the
always
problem.
consider what other people are thinking for some reason.
I only look at the cards when it comes to how I decide if I'm going to bet. Like when the cards come out, I look and I immediately assess in my head, like, this is what I'm going to do if nobody bets. This is what I'm going to do if somebody bets. If somebody makes a wild bet, I got to look at them, and because you can always tell too. There's different types of poker players. Like Jimmy was an all-in blind guy. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't read him, but you didn't have to read him. Because it was really about
Yeah,
luck.
it was a coin flip. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it was
could
really
play a
about
coin
luck with
flip
him.
with him.
But I could see pocket aces in someone's eyes easily. Like
Yeah.
when the flop comes out and it's like 8-10-4 and you bet all in, like, okay, your pocket kings or pocket aces, I know what you got. So I'll call with my 8-4 that I hit 2 pair on and hope you don't hit
Yeah.
trips. But I do things, me. I'm a sore loser, but I'm a more sore winner if you're a sore
Yeah.
loser. So if you're talking shit to me, like, I'm better at it. So I'm gonna start to be a real sore. Like when I played, we played one team at Body Zone playing football, and we didn't have our quarterback the one week, and they beat us like 38-0. We had nobody. Like we couldn't. The next week, we came and our quarterback was there, and I picked their quarterback off 4 times, and they were talking shit about how we sucked the week before, and I walked over to their bench with the ball in my hand and said, "Y'all want this, or should I just keep it? Because you just keep throwing it to me." And like they all were about to clear the bench and fight me. Like that's how it was. But the week before, they were fine with talking shit. So I will, on purpose, like bluff you. I'll bluff because I already know if you check on the flop, you either got something big or you got nothing. And depending on how you check, because I know if you got nothing or if you got something big. So I'll bet just to get you out of the hand, and then I'll flip up my 7-2 and show you that I bluffed you, because that's going to get your blood boiling. So the next time I bet, you think I'm bluffing again, but I have the hand, and then I'll flip it up again, and you're going to get more pissed. And then it's just a back and forth mind games. And then I'll, like, when we used to play River Chasers or whatever, like I had a guy like stand up at the table and like flip his chair back. You shouldn't have showed me your hand. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was the rules. Like, sorry, but the dude was one of those dudes. He's playing in a free-to-enter tournament, and he thinks he's fucking Daniel Negreanu.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't have showed me that. Well, why shouldn't I have showed you that? It's part of my strategy. And he got all mad, and then the next hand just so happens I had a good hand and bet him again. And he went all in, and I winked at him, and he was so fucking pissed that I flipped him. Like, that's all I did. I didn't get mad. I didn't get loud. I just winked at him because I knew I had him. So
Yeah.
But yeah, you know me though. I'm a sore winner. Like I'll say things that, like I'll say them and then I'll walk out of the room like, why the fuck did I say that? Like I'll say shit that I'll just go right for your ego.
Yeah. You've always been the guy that'll attack you, win or lose.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like when I play video games or whatever, when I'm like, all right, talk, like you're gonna beat me, but I'm gonna be better at talking shit. So just watch what you like. We can go there, and then and the problem with that too is, you're never gonna say anything to me that's gonna hurt my feelings, because before I talk shit on you, I'm gonna talk shit on me for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna say everything that I'm self-conscious about, and then I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can do with that. Like you're not gonna. Nobody's ever said anything to me that's actually hurt my feelings, like because I said.
Oh yeah, you can't say nothing to me that I haven't already either said or heard.
Okay, cross-eyed. Like, okay, like what's okay? Well, I've been cross-eyed. I always say the only thing lazier than my eye is the rest of me. Like I don't give a shit. Like, I don't. What are you gonna say? So.
Dawn said she just drank bad milk, have no sense of smell or taste. Do you have COVID? Blowing smoke, F Kentucky. Yeah, fuck Kentucky. I feel that. To insult someone, they have to first value your opinion. Exactly. Well, no, you can insult them, but for them to be insulted, they have to value your opinion.
My wife's uncle, we had a big thing. They're like, they think they're fucking upper class people because they get drunk off of wine every night instead of beer. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the type of people they are. They think they're upper class and shit.
John, so you have to have feelings first.
And he kept, but I really do actually. I'm a very sensitive person. But when I'll never. There's like 6 people that know my buttons, and if you don't know my buttons, you'll never guess my buttons.
Yeah.
So, so he kept calling me trash. So he kept calling me, and I was just like, we were moving out of this house, and he kept saying I was just walking back and forth, smiling, just walking back and forth, and then finally, I said to him, I was like, and because he's fat, I was like, trash comes in all shapes and sizes, bro. And I did like the stomach thing, and then, and he turned around to walk toward me, and it's funny. I always say when I worked at Decca and I would get mad at a machine, like everybody knew when I get mad because they told me that my hood accent comes out and my voice gets high. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Like that's how my voice gets. So you always know when like I'm starting to get there. So that's when I said that to him, he stopped and turned around and I was like sitting in the driver's seat of the car, and he turned around and started walking toward me, and I fucking yanked up the e-brake, flipped my feet out of the car, and was sitting there staring at him. He goes, "What, are you gonna fight me?" I was like, "I guess we're gonna find out. Take 2 more steps." And like, he didn't know what to do. He's like, "Trash, trash." I'm like, yeah, "Well, we're gonna find out how trashy I can be." Like, dude, I grew up fucking punching people for a lot less. Like, I don't give a shit about your opinion. Like, you're gonna
Marshall
go
says,
and
looks like your buttons are black or blue. I don't get it.
oh, my buttons. Yeah, good luck with that. My buttons. He can't even get to them that way.
What's that?
Black and blue, like my buttons, pushing my buttons, like somebody pushing my buttons or whatever.
Yeah,
To
but
say
I don't
like,
get what black and blue meant.
well, black and blue. I guess I took it as
Blue or
like,
black? Like somebody's gonna punch you in your eye and give you a black and
yeah,
blue? Oh, gotcha.
that's not a button either because I used to love that. I didn't like it
What?
later.
Well, no, Doris, I can insult you, but it's up to you to feel insulted or not. Like I could say you're ugly, that's an insult, but it's up to you to decide if you're going to be insulted by it or not.
And the thing too is when I look at it, I really do look at it as a personal flaw, me getting that way, and it's not on purpose. Like it's how it's the only way I can psych myself up to beat you because I don't want to beat somebody and make them feel like shit. So I have to work myself up and make you the enemy. Like the minute it's over, like all that's gone, and I actually like the come down. It's what I always used to say. Like when in a fight, I never won a fight because even if I won the fight, I felt like shit after the fight because I hit somebody, like I hurt them, like or. But if they hurt me, I felt like shit too because I let them do that to me. So it was a
Yeah.
no-win situation. So like I have to, in order to beat, I have to tell myself that they're the enemy. And usually, like if we play poker and I'd win, like I'd go buy beer for the next week for poker or whatever. Like it always ended up going back toward that. I never like, and it was never like a ton of money that we played for. So it
Yeah.
wasn't like that I was like taking somebody's rent or whatever.
Yeah.
Except for the one time I lost. We played AC Doocy and I lost my Christmas money and like fucking, whew, I was so mad that night.
Shit, fuck
AC
that.
Doocy,
There is no feelings when we play CeeLo.
AC Doocy, I had low ace, high ace, and I bet it all, and I got another ace and had to pay double. Oh, it's terrible. Oh yeah, CeeLo too. I used to take the dice. I used to beat kids so bad that they'd like, I ain't got no more money. I'd be like, let's play for your dice then. And I fucking let them take the dice. So I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah. I know, Marsha. I was just trying to figure out the joke. I didn't see the red or black or blue on the shirt. Talk is cheap. I'm from where they don't do much talking. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, the more someone talks, the less I'm worried about them, really. Because
Yeah.
everybody in our circle that talked was talking so that they didn't have to. And then you had like Chad who would just stand there quiet, just wait, like brewing
And
and
just
shit.
fucking, yeah, just, and then plow through your fucking face.
Yeah, we play pool.
Yeah, I played on a league for the past 5 years. Actually, this is the first year I'm not playing.
We were one game away from going to Vegas, and Chris, our best player, was a 7, and he played a 2. He had to beat her 5 times. She had to beat him once. He scratched in the 8 ball, and we didn't go to Vegas.
We went to cities the first time I played on the league with you.
Yeah, when we went to Hamburg or
Yeah,
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville.
Yeah, that was the time. Chris, they put their 2 in against Chris, and
Yeah.
he literally only had to lose once, but he had to beat her 5 times, and he beat himself. She didn't even. He like
Yeah.
ran the table and scratched in the 8 ball. But that's wild that they make it that somebody only has to beat you once. They should at least do it twice because accidents happen. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't play 8 ball for league though. I don't like it. I like playing 9 ball.
Do you
Have a little more
remember?
control over the game.
I remember we played at Haymakers. It was that little bar that looked like a house on Walnut Street.
Yeah, that's
And
where
these
I
dudes
fucking
were
hated that
talking.
place.
Well, they were talking mad shit, and it was always a thing. And here's the other thing: is why I'm the way I am when I'm competitive. I'm little and I don't look imposing. So people think like when I walk in, like when we used to go play football, like when we showed up, people would like breathe a sigh of relief because they thought it was like easy win. And then we
Hmm.
beat them and they get more mad. So when I'm about to play pool, and you know me, until we're playing, I'm very soft spoken and I'm complimentary and whatever. Like I'll be nice. I'll try to be your friend or whatever. So it like gives them this false sense of who I am. And the dude was talking mad shit about how good he was, and it was the only time I ever did it. I made the 8 in on the break, and like I put my hand out like this, and he was talking shit, and just dropped my stick and walked away from the table. That dude was so mad. It was the best time to do it too. Like if I would
Yeah.
have did it, if I would have did it any other time, it wouldn't have meant anything to me because it was just like, cool, I made the 8 on the break, but he was talking mad shit about what like with his teammate about what he was gonna do to me. Made the 8 on the break, dropped the stick, and walked away from the table. Those are the best.
Yeah. I've watched people. There's this one guy. He's a 9. He's like the only 9 that plays on the league that we play. I don't even think that's right to be a 9 on a team full of or a league full of 6s and like where the 7 is the highest rank. So you don't ever get to play, and when you do, you just get fucking stomped because they need fucking 30 to your like or well in 8-ball it's different, but in 9-ball they count balls. So I could need 30 balls to your fucking 110. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, he'll play people. He'll play people all the time, and since nobody ever really gets to see him play because he never really plays, he'll just fucking slaughter people. And like right away, people want to throw money on the table, so they get all fucking pissed. I've watched people break fucking like $500 sticks because like he fucking slaughters them so bad they just turn around and snap their fucking stick over their leg.
Jimmy always had that. Jimmy always had that thing about him too, is that he was quiet, cocky, like, and he would make people look dumb, like arm wrestling. I never seen ever seen anybody beat Jimmy in arm wrestling, and he was 5'5". He was a little 5'5". He wasn't like built. He broke his back, and I never seen anybody beat him in arm wrestling. He just had a grip and would just destroy him. And he used to make people so mad that like they'd want to fight afterwards. Like it's like, dude, you just beat you in arm wrestling. Now you're gonna get your ass beat that way too. But
Yeah.
then you'd have,
He beat you in a test of strength, and you want to fight him?
yeah, and then me
What?
and him together were always the worst because we would feed each other. Like we would, oh my god! Like I remember we were playing horseshoes, and it was not for nothing, but we were playing, and every
I
time
can
the
still
other
hear you.
team.
I'm just running to grab some.
All right, I actually got to take Bella to basketball in a minute, but I'll be back in like 10 minutes if you'll still be going. But every time the other team would like get a ringer, we would get a ringer immediately afterwards. Not like, and I'm not even saying I'm not even that good. It was just one of those things where, like, we would just to like take the wind out of their sails or whatever. And we never do a ringer. I'd miss like wildly, but then when they'd hit a ringer, I just like step in. Or same with beer pong. Like we used to beer pong. He'd bounce, I'd throw, and we'd both make it and take 3 cups out, get the balls back, and do it again.
Yeah.
Destroy people at beer pong doing that. And it was more anything you do if you show up confident. Like that's why when we used to box, I used to let them punch me first because if I could take your punch without blocking you at full force, I already beat you because now I'm gonna block you and you know you're not gonna knock me out. And like I'm in your head. You already lost. So that's what
I completely agree with confidence will get you most of the way, but you got to try to display confidence by taking the least amount of damage.
Yeah, I was dumb then. Yeah, I regret it now. Like I probably fucking I mean it.
That's actually at the beginning when I was talking about that YouTube channel that like that's pretty much what they talk about is like how to
but that's
pretty much
trial
make
and error.
yourself seem
It's trial and error. You learn, but I had to. Then I developed a reputation for. You remember, like Zebby wouldn't box me. Remember, I boxed him once. I boxed him once, and after that, he wouldn't box me no more. And because he wouldn't box me, nobody else would box me. So you just develop a reputation. You gotta take the hits for a while.
Yeah, I think after a while, Wobbs was the only one that would put the gloves on with you.
I fucking love boxing.
Well, me too, but I don't mind.
You remember he knocked Ian out. Ian walked around in a circle and just dropped on the floor. That was crazy. Wobbs, he punched Wobbs in the face. Wobbs goes, "Damn it, I'm about to bleed," and he lifted his head up and fucking started bleeding. Like I was like, "Huh?"
This dude is a fucking monster.
That kid, to this day, I don't know that.
I'd like to see where he's at in life.
And he was so quiet, and he was so like a stoner. Like nothing bothered him. He was like, like, and he was just an absolute crazy person. You gonna be doing this for a little bit, Beans?
Yeah, I'll probably be on for a little while yet.
I got to take her to Southern Middle School. I'll be like 10 minutes. I'll be there and back, and then I'll jump back on.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Later. All right, let me see what you guys are doing over here in the comments. Let me pop him out of here. Be right back. Stomach is revolting the milk again. Uh-oh. Actually have a punching bag and speed bag. Are you good on that speed bag? All right. While he's gone, we'll take an intermission from the conversation and do some dabs. What do you guys say? If y'all want to help me get some shares out, I would definitely appreciate that. Let's help fill this room up. I've got as many shares out as I possibly can. And really good for anxiety and depression. Yep. From Tiebo, Billy Blanks. What? Billy Blanks. Hey, yo. What's going on? So,
Nothing much, man. You know, I'm just riding around Duval.
Oh yeah. You at work?
Riding around Duval, smoking as usual. No, fuck no, I'm off. I've been riding around smoking.
Oh hell yeah. That's what's up.
The sights and sounds of Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah.
Shit. I would say there's no better city to drive around, but the drivers here are garbage, so I hate being out on these roads.
Well, you gotta think. Half the motherfuckers here in Jacksonville come from other cities and other states. They couldn't drive up there either.
Yeah, exactly. And they all have a different style of can't drive.
Yeah, like earlier, I was driving, you know, like right now, hold on, I'll give you a view of what I'm doing right now. It's nice. I'm in a nice white neighborhood, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Upscale, working class, see? All the nice houses, clean yards.
Yeah, I see everybody running inside, locking their doors. I see it.
Yeah, they see me in the street like, oh, fuck, click, click, click. But still, but I digress. That's why I do these things. That's why I roll around. Like, I would have it stabilized, but somebody broke my stabilization machine. That's right, I said stabilization machine. I'm making up words. It's okay as we go along.
Yeah, I broke mine too. So when I'm in the car, I got to use the cup holder.
I'm trying to retrieve my my Black Mamba blunt. There she goes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, everybody, this is the Black Mamba blunt.
You're a Pittsburgh driver? That's probably the worst. All them fucking bridges, random fucking exits out of nowhere.
Man, Duval got more bridges than anywhere else. I don't want to hear it.
No, Pittsburgh.
I don't give a. Pittsburgh made me name the city of bridges, but they don't have as many as we do.
Yeah, but
Florida has more.
Sure, but we have bridges spread out. They're spread out through the city. In fucking Pittsburgh, there's 17 of them stacked on top of each other.
That's just ridiculous bull. That's like the Brooklyn Bridge. I hated the Brooklyn Bridge. I hated that shit because like driving on the second floor of that bitch, you're looking up going, I hope that shit does not fall through. You know, like I don't fucking. Oh,
I'd rather be on the second floor if it falls rather than be on the first.
And I told you drive, no, if you're underneath that shit, you think about it, that shit falls on you.
You're just smashed.
8 tons of concrete. Exactly.
Yeah.
That makes you do this. Man, I want to be on this motherfucker right here.
Yeah. What's sexy, Marsha? Something sounded sexy to Marsha. You can't wait to do it, Florida driving? Fuck that. I can't stand
Well,
these drivers. Oh shit! And he's gone. We lose him just as fast as we pick him up. Everybody, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing? Fuck that Pittsburgh driving. Fuck that Philly driving. Fuck that New York driving. I don't want no part of any of it. I am. I don't want to drive. I need a chauffeur. Who wants to come and be my chauffeur?
sorry, my fingers is fat. You know what I'm saying? It's a new phone, so I have this. It's a
I'm just
Motorola,
hitting buttons.
fat buttons, motherfucker. So you touch something, it goes forward. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck? No backport. Wow. Yeah, but no. See, Florida has more bridges anywhere. I don't care where you live. We have more. You could be riding down a dirt road and it'd be a sign, narrow bridge ahead. And you're like, what the fuck, a narrow bridge? And when you get to the bridge, you realize it's a wooden bridge built from 1776 or some shit. Like, where the fuck? Why don't y'all? What the hell? You know, I mean, it's a bridge and you're kind of going weight limit. And you're like, dude, when I was towing a car and we had to go all the way down south to drop the car off. And the way they took me was this little. Now I'm in a fucking F650 with a truck on the back of me, and the bridge is like as narrow as the tires. You know, fuck that. Florida has the worst case of bridges.
Yeah, honestly, the worst bridge, the bridge I hate going over it. I don't remember what the fuck it's called, but that one where you go over and it's like the whole time you're fucking like you're riding a horse. I think it's at Dames Point Bridge in Jacksonville. Like you go over it and the whole bridge feels like you're fucking riding a horse the whole time. A huge RV for road trips.
It's either Buckman or the Danes. I hate the Danes Point Bridge. I fucking man, listen, tow truck driving, they had me stop on the bridge one time to pick a lady up. Now she wasn't on the lower part of the bridge. She was on top of the span of the bridge. So, you know, that bridge is rocking back and forth. And I'm going, man, I hope Jesus Christ, this bridge is scaring the piss out of me. Whoa, that's something somebody want to see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all want to see some fucked up shit I got to deal with right now? I'm driving down the street. So,
you want to see some fucked up shit? That's some fucked up
fuck
shit.
That. Really?
What are we looking
Really?
at?
See what's in front of me?
No, what is it?
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. So what's going to happen is we're going to roll the windows up. You know what I'm saying?
Are they coming your way?
No, they are stopped. They are stopped in the middle of the mother. Now, my neighborhood is known for dope dealers, drug houses, meth cookers, and hookers. All right. So when you got these boys, bad boys, what you gonna do? Outside your house in this neighborhood is not a good sign.
Yeah. It looked like a pretty nice house there too for them to be out.
Man, this is Hooterville on the west side of Jacksonville, Florida. This is like Little Compton. I kid you not, because 4 streets up that way you got Latin Kings. 6 streets up that way you got what are they called? I forget what they're called. They would grab Black Rags. I can't remember the name of them boys. Really don't care anymore, honestly. So, you know, and then you got Bloods and Crips, and these guys are, and it's kind of like, y'all imbeciles.
Yeah.
Y'all live in this nice ass neighborhood and trying to be gangbangers.
Yeah.
So if y'all ever went to LA with that bullshit, Dante Dupidi Santos, man.
That's what they call where I'm at, Fort Myers off MLK. The hood in Florida is a joke. But the thing about Florida is you could be driving through a neighborhood and be like I feel safe. But like you're in the hood. Like these houses are nice. It looks like a real nice place, but you in the hood.
Really,
Like,
really. So whoever said the hoods in Jacksonville are a joke. See this house right here? This nice ass house in my mom and dad's neighborhood. About a month ago, there were SWAT teams in riot gear. The son in the house was wanted for kidnapping, double murder, double kidnapping with murder, assault, armed robbery.
I could
3
have told
counts.
you. I could have told you that crime went down in that house. They have a garage door that is sealed over with a double regular door where the garage is supposed to be. The fuck
He
is
was
that
a jack.
crackhead for?
He was a jack boy. You know what a jack boy is? They rob people.
Yeah.
Well, he's got like 4 kidnapping charges, 3 murder charges, 4 assault charges, 6 armed robbery charges. And when you talk to the kid, he's just like, "Hey, how y'all doing today?" Da, 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 da. See, Canada's lovely. Canada's beautiful. I love Canada.
Fuck Camden. That place is fucking terrifying. I'm from the hood and Camden scares me.
Man, look. Jacksonville, Florida is not. Okay, so you have places like you have Camden. You can't go to Camden. Don't go to Camden. Don't go to Camden. Jacksonville is like, look, you can go here, here, and here. Everywhere else, stay the fuck away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The nigga, Cat Wheels was right.
Dude, Camden is that type of hood that even the houses that are lived in, the windows are boarded up.
Listen, I used to stay in Third Ward, Houston, Texas with my grandma for summers. And I remember sometimes having to sit below the window sills to eat.
Yeah.
But you said, I ain't missed no meal, so I hid. I was on my stomach.
I'm laying down.
But no, like I'm saying, it's you know, everywhere got hoods. Everywhere got places you don't want to be in. You know, like they're going to Louisiana.
What?
I don't want to go to New Orleans ever again. I stay away from New Orleans. New Orleans ain't nothing but a big ass ghetto. The whole entire city, from point A to point B, all the way around to C and D and E and F G and all through. That's like going to Washington D.C., our nation's capital. And they got more gangs up there than do in L.A.
Yeah. Washington D.C. is probably one of the most dangerous cities for like 10 years in a row.
Man, that's just been look. That's just been. I ain't want to discuss it. I'm trying to leave it alone, but I'm gonna discuss it. Our capital is for shit. If you go to any other motherfucking country, their like you ever been to England? you seen the Queen's Castle? It don't ghettoify. It ain't all, you know.
Ain't no homeless hanging around.
Ain't shit going around that neighborhood for nothing for miles around. You know why that is? Because the bobbies there, therefore, tip tea time, nigga, shit, that amazing. They're gonna bump you upside your head and drag you away.
Florida is the worst with not knowing when you're in the hood because they all look freaking nice and there's the place.
She's right. That ding ding ding, chicken dinner winner, What else she won today, ladies and gentlemen? Well, she's won chicken dinner from wherever she wants to buy it from. But if y'all in Duval and over in Arlington area, there is a place called THC, Trap House Chicken. It's owned by a friend of mine. They make their own French fries, biggest French fries in Jacksonville, and they put this delicious cheese sauce on top of them. They call them crack wedges, and then you have your choice of either deep fried pork, which we in the South, you know what I'm saying, or chicken. I go with the pork because we in the South, you know what I'm saying? A little hot sauce, a little barbecue sauce. Woo! And burn like 2 or 3 while you burn on the way there. Burn on the way there. Because when you get there, you're like, and then when you get a hold of that, burn on the way home. So when you get home, you're gonna smash the whole thing. Because I can't smash a whole box. And I eat it. So smashing a whole box is inconceivable.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to check them out.
Oh man, come on, man! I'll show you places.
You said it's in Arlington?
Okay, right when you get to Arlington, you pass Justina, right where that Taco Bell sits.
Yeah,
it's right there. It's right there next to Taco Bell.
What?
Yeah, it's been there for years. He was on Justina for a couple years, and they moved. He's like, fuck this, and moved. I've been trying to get him put up one
I would
here in
have
the
ever
West.
saw anything named THC. I would have had to go in.
Man, look. I'm sure I could talk to him about us doing a show from there.
That'd be dope.
You know, THC sit there and eat some food, eat some food
and shoot the shit. Hell yeah.
And just keep hitting people up on our Facebooks and try to get a whole lot of people to come out.
Yo, Alyssa, that's funny as fuck. She said, hold on. People know to stay away from Camden, going over the Ben Franklin Bridge all of a sudden. Like, no Turner. Dude, every time I ventured into Philly for like 10 times in a row, I don't know why, I always got on the Ben Franklin going the wrong way and ended up in Camden. Like,
look, I'm gonna tell you this. New Jersey. Now, when it says Newark or New Jersey City, you just get in the far left lane and keep on going.
These exits are closed to you white people.
If you really got fair skin and don't know how to speak street slang, just stay in the left hand lane away from when you're in New Jersey.
If you are not fluent in Ebonics, even if you are, just stay away from there. Yeah, because like I said, I come from one of the most fucking ghetto cities in America, and I won't go into Camden. I just don't feel comfortable there.
Listen,
I'm comfortable in the hood, but that ain't my hood.
Me and my friends used to do this when we were in high school. We used to get in the car and run around and smoke and drink and shit. But one day we riding through Cleveland Arms. Now Cleveland Arms in Jacksonville back in the day was known for, like, you know, there's always only one way in and one way out of Cleveland Arms. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You got razor wire on both sides going in and out. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a prison.
Yeah.
We rolling through there, and some guys come to the car like, "Yo, what's up, Lee? What you doing, man? What y'all little boys up to?" And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You really want to know?" "Yeah." And I pulled his Mac 10 up front of the seat. He goes, "Oh, y'all that bullshit today, huh?" And I was like, "Kind of, yeah." That's what we did for fun. We did shit like that just to joke around, have a good time. So when people go, "Oh, I'm scared to go to the hood," I'm kind of going, "Okay, shit, I'll go."
I mean, I ain't ever scared of nothing. I just don't feel comfortable there. Like,
I feel comfortable anywhere. You could put me with uppity ass white people in the Hamptons with white suits on and everything else, and I will still tell racist jokes all day long, make people uncomfortable. And it's funny to me because I'm gonna be like this. They ain't feeling comfortable. Yeah, but you know, it doesn't matter. I've learned this.
I'm too white for that shit.
Just be who you are.
Yeah, but you look like a fucking Mexican. You fit in.
Well, Mexican, right? But then I'll do this right here.
Oh, what up,
like this. What up, brother?
What up, brother?
Aloha, kulikira,
I'm looking at it right now.
Hello, Ricky.
And then I can do this right here. Ready? Hey, Paisan, how you doing over there? Ah, look at D.
Ava, let me see it.
Damn. Hey, D. Why you look skinnier?
I am.
Start eating some more hamburgers. Making me jealous over here.
Oh, no. I've been kickboxing. Is he coming over?
Oh, so hey, okay. Now I know why he's been behaving lately.
Ava, I'll let you know.
She means when she's done with like the pizza box, she kicks it. Like she kicks it out to the recycling.
No. I seen the videos with the gloves kicking and punching the heavy bag. Yo ass in trouble with he talking shit. See what happened.
She still don't want
man. Hey, I'm gonna give her a year of keep training, and then I'm gonna let you. When you start talking noise, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw the gloves at like, take care of that real quick. I'm gonna watch this, and I'm gonna grab the phone and hit record.
She don't even need the gloves. I'll wear the gloves. She could go barefaced.
You don't want that. Trust me. Let her have the gloves, because if you get knocked out, I'm not gonna let you live it down.
Hold on, let's ask Ricky what he thinks about this. Ricky, which one would you rather get punched with, gloves or fists?
fists.
You're a fucking idiot.
The
I
gloves,
knew you were
there's-
going
no,
to say that.
the gloves, there's a bigger impact point. If you
Yeah.
get hit, your whole face gets hit. If you get hit with a fist, you get hit here. You get hit with a glove.
Yeah, that's a
it's
concentrated
it's a
impact point.
concussion. No, yeah.
Yeah, but you
concentrated-
don't understand something.
Bro,
That like you said, it's like a concussion. That it
boxing
covers the
gloves-
side of your face.
Boxing gloves are not there to protect.
Yeah, but a
the
fist
person
will
getting
break
hit.
your face.
They're there to protect the fist. No, you.
Bro,
I
a boxing
promise
glove can break your face.
On my life, I swear to God, that the only reason boxing gloves are there is to protect hands. It's not to. It hurts your face
That's not
more.
true.
I
It's
promise.
it's protecting it's protecting the
impact.
fist not to break.
Imagine you get shot in the head with a BB, right? But then
Yeah.
imagine you get shot in the head with a fucking cannonball. But it's more impact. It's the same. It's more impact spread out. It will destroy you. I'm telling you.
No,
You hit something. If you hit something, you hit a wall with a lead pipe, right? You're gonna leave a dink in it.
Brother,
You hit a wall
he
with a
know what he's
sledgehammer,
talking about.
it blows out. I'm telling you. I promise you. Look it up. The reason boxing gloves are there is not to protect your face; it's to protect the hands. I'm messaging Rihanna right now. Gage wants to come over.
oh
But
yeah.
I told her my only issue because he wants to come over tonight. She said he's having a fit. My issue is going back and forth with Bella. I told her probably next week would be better just because my back and forth stuff. Because we haven't seen him in a while. He used to come over every Thursday, and sometimes he would stay till Saturday or whatever. But we haven't seen him in a while, and I was actually wondering, like, did I do something? Like, I was like, he hasn't come over in a while, but she said he had that surgery on his tooth or whatever, and then since then she said he had a problem with like leaving her. But
Oh yeah.
I'm glad she asked. Though I'm glad she messaged me and asked because, you know me, like I like a house full of kids. I'm weird.
Yeah. So here you go. Unlike fist-load weapons such as the ancient cestus, C-E-S-T-U-S, which were designed as lethal weapons, modern boxing gloves are non-lethal, designed to protect both the opponent's head and the fighter's hands.
They're soft gloves. Do you remember we had two pairs of boxing gloves? You know, we had two pairs of boxing gloves. We had the soft ones and we had the hard ones.
Yeah,
Now,
I'd rather get hit with the hard ones.
The hard ones, yeah, because the soft ones, what it's doing is it's hitting you and then you're pushing in and get a hit again.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
getting hit wide and you're getting hit small. With the other one, it hits you and it's like
One impact.
instant thing. But when you get,
I could see that doing more like brain damage, but for like the physical, like I feel like your fist is actually going to break the bones in your face.
yeah, but I'm talking like concussion wise, like
Yeah, I could see that.
So that I would rather the super concentrated hit and take that than take the other one that later it's gonna hurt. Like every time I've ever boxed and I got hit, like I felt it. I never felt it immediately. I felt it later though. Like Kyle hit me once, and like the whole next day I couldn't talk. My jaw was like I thought it was like dislocated or whatever because he caught me with the glove like right there and like pushed my whole shit over. It's I mean that's when you see like UFC gloves. That's why they have the smaller gloves or whatever. They don't. I mean it's different because it's not all punching, but and they have to use their hands and shit. But yeah, it's
Well, actually, those are to protect the face. The 100% the MMA gloves are to protect your face. Because
those are soft. They're wrapped around your knuckles and shit. Like it's like little pads around your knuckles. It's not that wide.
Have you ever watched the bare knuckle brawling that they do now?
It's not a problem.
No, you ever watch them? You ever watch like slap fights?
Oh yeah, that's fucking dumb. Them people are dumb. That's just, hey, give me a concussion. Here, give me a concussion. But they're doing bare knuckle brawls like UFC, and it's all sanctioned. And like these people are fucking each other up.
There's girls doing it. The one girl, I guess, that was like, she made a name for herself in the UFC, but she wasn't happy with because she wasn't like moving up in the ranks, even though she was whooping people's ass. She went and took like a huge contract to bare knuckle box.
Dude,
and like
That's
she
a
was like a model and
bloodbath.
shit. They said like it fucked her face up. So yeah, it'll do that. But me personally, if you're gonna punch me in my face, I would rather get hit or my stomach too. Imagine if you get punched in the stomach, imagine all that like with a wide glove, it's gets spread out your whole. I mean, I'm telling
I
you, just
still feel like the concentrated impact is gonna hurt
it's
a
gonna
lot
hurt
more.
in that concentrated area. But if you have a wider thing, the impact is gonna hurt everywhere the same, and it's gonna
Yeah,
like
but it's not only wider, it's also softer though. It's padding
not
to
really. I mean, you remember them blue gloves? They were hard as shit. Like they were fucking.
not
It
as hard
wasn't.
as a fist though.
Yeah, but here's the thing about when you punch someone bare knuckle as opposed to a boxing glove. If you punch someone bare knuckle, you're thinking about your knuckles. You don't want to break your knuckles either. So you kind of take you know what I mean? Unless you're a psycho, you're not gonna you're thinking about your hand too. When you got gloves on, you got that like that God feeling like I can just fucking, you know, so you're gonna throw like haymakers. You're not gonna throw that same fist because you're gonna hit the bone in my head and it's gonna probably break your knuckle too. So you're gonna take a little off it with a fist. But like, with those gloves on, you feel like superhuman, and you're just gonna, fling your hands. So
Yeah.
there's
I
a
don't know.
difference.
I knew the reason that I stopped him because we had this conversation before, and I knew what your answer
Yeah.
was going to
And
be.
the thing too is with the glove, right? So if somebody catches me with their pinky, right? They missed a punch and they catch me with their pinky. I'm not really feeling it. But the pinky part of a boxing glove, they're still going to catch me, and they can still ring my bell just catching me with the pinky part of a boxing glove. So
Yeah.
it's how you look at it. But I would rather get hit with a fist than a boxing glove.
If you gave me the option, hey, we're going to fight regardless, but you can choose, we can either put the gloves on or not put them on. I'd be like, let's put on the gloves.
They both have their things, because then too, why I would say I would like gloves
It's more
is because
barbaric without it.
I want the person boxing me to be reckless, because I'm fast, so I can capitalize on your mistakes more. You're not going to make as many mistakes with fists because you're going to really like where you you're going to be very concentrated on where you throw you're not going to like want to miss it. Like if I'm at a wall and you miss and punch the wall behind me, you're
Yeah.
really, there's a lot more repercussions to missing or catching somebody at a weird angle than if you have gloves on.
Yeah. Jenna, hello. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I guess. I could see it from both angles, I guess. But I just think it's more barbaric. Like
Oh, it's more like it's
it's
a
a,
more
like
of
it's
a
a bloodbath. Like it
yeah, it's more of blood. Like it's like wrestling when they, one like AEW can do blood and WWE can't. It's like two different things. But WWE, they do these like they'll jump off the Titantron and shit. Like it's crazy shit. It's like two different. It's six of one, half a dozen of the other. It's what like the type of pain you can take. I can take getting hit pain all day. A toothache though will fucking destroy me. Like that type of thing. So it's
Oh
all about
yeah.
your pain
Yeah.
threshold for certain types of pain. Concentrated pain, exterior pain, I'm good with. But like if it's gonna give me a headache for a while and make my ears ring and nag at me, like that type of shit, I'm not good with. So I don't think there's a wrong answer, but like long-term damage wise, gloves will do more long-term damage than a fist will.
Yeah, that's where I could agree. I could agree that
Yeah.
you would do more long-term damage, but yeah, it's just brutal. It's a brutal. I think I'd rather take the long-term damage than the brutal beating that I'm
Yeah.
gonna get bare fist. I get hit either way, I black out.
That's
I
why
don't
I think
know.
that's why if you hear a lot of fighters, like Mike Tyson was just on Joe Rogan, and like the way he's very like soft-spoken and very like fighters when they're not like in it, like are very like mindful people and shit because of that. Like they know the impact of what they're doing. Like even a lot of them that fight each other are like friends and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's you're not like you could go in there like people have died fighting and shit. So your perspective is it's like a hyper
Well, yeah, I mean,
focused
like that.
perspective.
I don't think boxers live like
Yeah.
long lives, and like if they do, they
Football
have like
players too.
super.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like mental, like brain damage and all that stuff later in life.
Well, look, Antonio Brown, the one in the NFL that's always making headlines for wild shit.
Mhm.
Like they said what? Do you know? Did you ever hear the story about Roseanne? So Roseanne Barr, like the Roseanne from the show Roseanne, when
Yeah.
she was a kid, she was very quiet and she was very like studious and stuff. And she got hit by a car and she hit her head. And after she hit her head, she was like wild. She was this wild person. She was a Roseanne, you know. So like head trauma like that. It's funny. My kids were asking me yesterday if you get hit directly in the head. I was like, there are people that have gotten hit directly in the head, and all of a sudden they know Mandarin. Like it's weird. The brain. It's the one thing doctors
That's
don't
so
know.
fucking. I
And
know there is. It's so weird. I should put
It's
that video up on the screen.
it's so they know that like the impact of getting hit in the head is going to shorten your life. That's why I actually think a lot now about those times that I let people punch me in my face because there's times now where I get like foggy headed. Like if I'm trying to think and then like I get in my own way. Like
Yeah.
in my head I'm going, all right, Ricky, all right, Ricky, all right, Ricky. Like I'm trying to refocus myself on something. And I
Yeah.
think about if that is from like because I remember when I boxed that big kid in Blandon and he kept putting his knee in my chest and I was like, we're gonna fight in a minute. We're not gonna box, we're gonna fight in a minute.
Yeah.
But I let him hit me a couple times, and I remember I was dizzy as shit after he hit me a couple times, and I remember like I was like wanted to throw up, and I think about stuff like that and how many concussions I've had playing football and stuff like that. I think about it now that how hard I went and how
Yeah. I think about it all the time too, because like I'm almost. I think I'm positive that I have CTE because how many times I've hit my head off the ground from 10 feet in the air,
I
like.
think everybody who had an active childhood has some form of it.
Yeah. Well, I think I have it like because I have it. I think I have like a severe case of it because like I'll be in the middle of talking and my brain will just stop,
Yeah,
and then I'll have to figure out where I was again, and like it's pretty.
I
And
do
sometimes
that.
out of
I
nowhere,
absent-mindedly do shit. Like I will put my car keys down, and I'll spend like like you know how I do like my woodworking projects. So
Yeah.
I'll put my drill down, and like one of the kids will call me, and I'll go take care of the kids, and then I'll spend 15 minutes before I get back to doing my project looking for my fucking drill. And it was like I was in a 10-foot radius. Where the hell could I have put it? Like
yeah,
shit like that.
that's normal when it comes to fucking working with tools. You ever hear the famous phrase? What is oh shit, but I don't remember how it goes. Famous phrase, huh?
CTE.
See, there you go. But no, the mechanic's always looking for his 10 millimeter.
Yeah. You know, it's like your lighter. Like a smoker's always looking for their lighter. But there have been times too where maybe it's just me being dumb, but I'll be like, I'll be looking for my phone while texting Brittany. Like, where the fuck did I put my phone?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be texting Brittany. Like, what? Like it's the things that you absentmindedly do that are so dumb, and when you do them, you're like, I'm smarter than that, and you do them.
Yeah,
and
we
you're
were
like,
just talking about
that's
that
scary.
yesterday.
It's a scary thing to think about, like, because you know me, like I pride myself in being like not intelligent, like at least just aware. You know what I mean? Like, and there's things too, like my spelling. You know, like I never lost a spelling bee in my life. Like I could spell anything. So there's been times where Brittany will ask me how to spell a word, and I freeze for a minute and I second guess myself. And I don't like that shit because I've always had like this. Like if you ask me to spell a word, I can see it. Like I can visualize the word and tell you how it's
Yeah.
and so, but sometimes, like, there have been a couple times that I've mixed up a couple letters or whatever, and it's probably nothing. It's probably normal shit. But I think then the thought of going back and getting punched in my face or running into the wall at body zone,
it probably is. It's probably a case of CTE.
That's good. I'm 35 years old. Like, imagine when
I
I'm.
forget what I'm talking about right in the middle of a conversation. Yeah. We were just actually talking about that random forgetfulness yesterday, about how like you'll be on the phone and looking for it, or like use your lighter to find your lighter.
Well, you ever hear the thing, like, if you walk through a doorway? You ever hear that? So if you walk through a doorway, like, I don't know the exact thing, but like your mind resets. So say you're going into the living room, you're in the kitchen, you're going in the living room to get your cigarettes. On your way in there, you're thinking about something else. When you get to the living room, you walk through that threshold of the door, it's like your mind resets, and you're like, what did I come in here for? And then you don't know. You turn around, you walk back to the kitchen, like, I need a cigarette. Oh, fuck, that's what I walked in the living room. They say, like, walking through like a threshold or something like that. Like, absent mind. It's like driving to work. So many times I drove to work and I didn't remember the drive at all. Like, it's like your mind. Yeah, so it's like that. So your mind in autopilot resets itself to move forward. So it's not thinking about the cigarette because you actively aren't saying I need a cigarette. So shit like that, But that's normal shit. I don't worry about that shit. But when I can't spell a word or something because I'm trying to think about how to spell a word, that shit makes me nervous.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the same, like the other day when you're roasting and shit. Like any other time, I would have been able to fucking rattle them off left and right. I'm standing there like my brain is just like.
I came in guns blazing though. If I would have came in and said, let's talk shit, you might have stirred it up. I just came in talking shit.
It's just anytime I'm put on the spot to think about anything, it's always my mind goes blank on that subject. It's like when on a karaoke night, I can't think of a single song.
Yeah, I do. I can't. Yeah, I'm like that sometimes too. Like if I listen to music and I want to hear a song and I can't think of what song I want to hear, and then stuff like that. But
just got off 12 hours today. Hell yeah, time to smoke up. But
I think too, it's important to, like, Lily is on her cell phone. She's like learning Spanish, and it's weird because when she's trying to, it's like I understand it, but I can't speak it. Like if somebody's talking shit, I know what they're saying,
Yeah.
And so when she's trying to do it, I'll tell her what shit means. And I haven't taken Spanish since 6th grade. I have a weird memory for useless information. That's why we'll see what the questions are for that. Are you smarter than a stoner thing? But I have a fucking steel trap mind for useless information and for things that have happened. Like,
you want to run through some of them?
We could. Well, I could tell you, like, if you said, yo, what was the name of that place we went to the one time and I could tell you it. Like I'm always good at that. Like in my head I see it and I'm good with those. And I'm worried about that too.
Are you saying like once you have the subject, you can. So once you have the subject, you can remember the instance, but you can't remember the instance without somebody being like, "Hey, do you remember this time?"
Yeah. Well, So if like when we're talking, and I say like, and somebody said bathtub, like Bean fell asleep in a bathtub, stuff like that.
But like when you're sitting there, and you're like, "I want to tell a story. I want to say something."
Tell us some stories. Yeah, I'm like, oh fuck it.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember. That's
like,
why.
About
like,
what? Yeah.
When I started all this shit on live, that's what it was about, telling stories. And then I got to a point where I'm like, I fucking can't remember what. And then somebody will be like, yo, this. I'm like, fucking A. Like, yeah, I remember that.
I'll remember like good jokes people have said about me and shit. And I'll remember shit I say about them. Like, I'll remember actual conversations. It's so weird because somebody will be like, wait, did I tell you this? I'm like, yeah, you told me. Remember, we were over here, and I'll tell them when they told me where we were, and they're like, how the fuck do you remember that? I'm like, I don't know, dude. It's weird. I'm good conversationally, but if I'm reading something, I'm probably not gonna take it in. But my teacher always, when I was in school, the teachers always used to say that to me. Like I was like, that's why I don't do homework, because I will have a conversation with the teacher about the subject, and I still remember certain conversations I've had with my 6th grade teachers. Like vividly remember the conversations, like to the inflection of their voice when they said certain shit, and I'll retain that. But I'll never, like, I could read something 10,000 times. It's the words don't stay with me as like
I'm the exact same
conversation.
way. I'm a visual and hands-on. When I read a book, I get through a whole chapter and be like, I don't know.
But it's weird because, like, I've always, like, I love words. Like writing, I could write something, but I can't say it. I can't say things as much as I can write them. I could write something that's like so poetic, it's crazy. But to say it, I'm stumbling through and I'm yammering and I can't get it out. But listening to somebody else do it, I can take it in that way, but reading it, I can't. But I think it's because I really do like value like everybody's opinion on anything, because like I don't care. I was telling Brandon, like he was trying to get his life together and stuff, and he was like, I talk to you because you're the only person that doesn't look down on me. I'm like, you're a person that has had life experiences. If we switch spots and I had your life experiences, I might be a lot worse off than you. Everybody is. You start with a fresh slate and you have life experiences, and honestly, like some of the best people I know used to do drugs and shit, because they have, they come out the other side. That's why I always said when you always used to tell me like, oh, you're going to be a good dad. I'm like, no, you're going to be a good dad, because I didn't fuck up like really a lot. I didn't do K2. I can't tell you what it was like going down that road. Now, the last couple of years, a lot of shit's happened to me that's made me self-realize, so I can use that now. But I learned from other people's mistakes, right? So I couldn't tell my kids hands-on how it feels, like why. So like if my kid would start like using drugs or something, or before they would start using drugs, I can't explain to them like that you're really going to want to do this because you're going to think that it gets you out or whatever. The feeling of it, because I don't know that. You can't
tell them from experience.
Yeah, I can tell them based on dad. I can tell them based on you. With shit like you broke my heart a couple of times. Like there was times where like Brittany was like, you can't have him work with you anymore because like it upset me. Like, and I could do it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But I always, though, like without having to do it, I could empathize with that feeling of being a slave to it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, everybody's opinion is important to me. I don't care if
honestly, you can look at it because alcohol is a drug.
But I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not.
You didn't think you were at one point in time?
No, I went out drinking with my friends, but there was never a time where I needed it. Even when, like, when I banged my shoulder up and fucking that doctor was giving me way too many painkillers, I regimented. Like, I never took more than one at a time, and I never took them before 7 o'clock at night. I take it 7 o'clock at night and 11 o'clock at night, because I take it at 7, right? It'll get me through the evening, and then if I took it at 11, I'm in bed by midnight, and then it helps me to sleep, and then by the time it's wearing off, I'm not grumpy coming down from it because I'm sleeping.
See, so the reason that I never took the pills is because I knew if I took one, I'd want 10.
Yeah, you have an addictive personality too.
Yeah. So every time I got anything like painkillers or anything, I was like, I'd rather deal with the pain than take the pills, because
like I truly feel when it comes to that, like I'm not lucky when it comes to like lottery tickets and shit, but I'm lucky in life that I didn't get dad's addictions. Like you got dad's addicted I didn't get any of that. I'm addicted to competition. That's why I get the way I get with competition. Like that's what I'm addicted to. But I'm not like
when you like the fact that you like don't smoke weed, don't fucking do drugs or anything, like I admire that. I wish I didn't have any addictions, but I just like the feeling.
Man, I've been thinking though, listening to a bunch of shit, doing that. What is it? The thing where you have like a trip. It's like a lot of people
Like an
are just saying like,
ayahuasca or an ayahuasca trip,
just saying
something
like
like that.
soldiers are like, it's they're
I'll do
in
it
their
with
head.
you.
Yeah, but here's my problem. The reason why I never did any of that shit was I do not like when I blacked out drunk. If I ever blacked out drunk, which I did a few times, like I hated myself for like 3 days after it because I didn't know what I did, and I don't like
Yeah,
not
but
having control of myself. I'm wild enough without without doing that, and I don't
yeah,
like
but
not.
if you go to like an ayahuasca retreat or something like that, you're monitored the whole time. Like you're in a controlled
Yeah, that's what
environment.
I'm
Like
saying.
so even though you're gonna kind of lose control, you at least still know you're safe and you can
Yeah,
that puts you in a mindset where you can actually kind of enjoy what is going on, even though I heard it's not really enjoyable to go through the motions,
that's
but
why
when
you're
you come out
done.
the other side, it's like
You're
life
clear headed.
changing.
That's
Yeah.
my problem. That's what I feel. It's weird. I try to explain it to Brittany. It's like, do you know how frustrating it is to be thinking something and at the same time thinking that is absolute nonsense? Like if I get in my own way a lot and I think certain things about myself that I know aren't true. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter that I know that they're not true because it's my feelings about myself and I'm feeling that, but at the same time, I'm feeling like I know that it's wrong, but I can't stop feeling it, and it's not going to change. So, like that, I think that with like, I would think something like that would maybe it would clear your head a little more. A lot of people say it like it helps them be easier on themselves
Yeah.
because, like so maybe that, but it's a good doing it would be a good thing for me because like, I really feel like I subscribe to the fact that you should do something that makes you uncomfortable every day. Like I do it
Yeah.
all the time. That's why I say when I do these little projects, like I've never done them half the time, but I, it's the same thing. Like why I talk shit when we're competing. Like if I'm competing with somebody, and I'll make the most bold statement, like when we were playing football, like you're never gonna catch the ball against me. Like I'll say you're never gonna do it because now I I don't want to be a liar, right? So now I have to live up to my words. So if I say
Yeah.
you're never going to catch the ball against me, like now in my head, like something clicks and like I have to turn on that
No,
extra gear or whatever to not be a liar because it's very important to me to not to not be known as a
yeah. When
liar.
you,
And
that's 100% why I quit K2. When I quit weed for 3 years, that's why I did it because I feel like once I say something out loud to somebody, I could say it out loud as many times to myself as I want.
yeah,
It's not going to really inspire me to do anything. But once I say something that I'm going to do something to somebody that I love, I like something in me. So like you can't go back on that now. Moving to
yeah,
Florida, once I said I'm fucking doing it, there's nothing that I could have
yeah,
lived on the streets for 3 years, and something in me wouldn't have
yeah,
let me go back.
yeah. And I have this thing in the back of my mind that like I'm an over explainer, right? And a lot of times it kind of makes you look guilty almost. It it makes you look guilty because only guilty people are constantly trying to tell you something to make themselves sound innocent, but it's really not. I want you to understand exactly my perspective on things. So like so I'll explain it to death. Like I'll explain it's like, well, I'm like, hey, sorry I didn't call you back. And then I'll tell you everything I did for like the hour after I missed your call to let you know that like I wasn't ignoring you because I think in my head you're when I'm explaining this you're like fucking liar, fucking liar, fucking liar, and it
Oh,
drives me crazy. Like New Year's Eve when I couldn't make it to mom's because I couldn't find my keys. Like I'm sure Amber to this day probably thinks I was still lying about that, but I literally wasn't. Like it's just crazy shit happens to me sometimes, and it's like,
dude. Again, I'm gonna advertise for this fucking channel. You should watch these fucking videos that I'm watching. It's like I'm pretty addicted to it. Like, it's Charisma on Command is the YouTube channel.
Is
Like,
it enjoyable to listen to though?
they the way that they do it is they pick a celebrity that has the traits that they're talking about, and then they show you what. I only listen to the ones where they talk
I don't
about verbal
value
things.
celebrities though. Like
Well,
many
no,
of them, like
it's not really about valuing the
uh,
celebrity. It's just
just so
watching
you
their
can put it
actions.
in a. All right, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
like they tell you like The Rock at the beginning of
Mhm.
his career, he was like pretty soft spoken, like
Yeah.
didn't really go into much detail, wasn't very charismatic. But then over time, he learned how like to be more like bigger, wider,
Yeah,
like fucking like
that's what I told you when you moved to Florida. I was like, Beanie, like nobody there knows you. For all they know, when you lived in Pennsylvania, you were a state trooper. Like you could go down there and act like a badass and say like you killed somebody and you're on the run. You could be whoever you want because life is about perception. So that's why I overthink everything and I don't ever really except for when I'm competitive. Like I think as I'm saying shit, I'm like, don't say that, but I'm saying it and it's like ruining 2 months of shit that I built up, because but I think about everything I say and everything I do because I think about how it's gonna be perceived and how like
yeah,
later
that
on it's going to reflect or how it's going to negatively affect on mom or how it's negatively affect on Brittany or how it's going to negatively affect on my
so
kids or whatever. So,
when
you
they
know,
so when you're in that conversation or whatever, what they like, this is just what they said to do, but like right, everybody. So one thing that you do in life is you always give more people time to react than you give yourself. So you're willing to give somebody else 30 seconds to think about what they have to say. But when it's your turn to say something, you
just
feel like
get
you're
silent.
wasting everybody's time. I got to get it out. They say give yourself a couple seconds to tell yourself
Yeah,
what you're thinking is wrong. You stop talking to yourself like that. Like, it's calm down.
that's
They think
human
the same
nature.
way.
It's human nature. It's just like I say, like, the thought that goes through my head is like, of course I don't like myself. I don't understand how anybody likes themselves because you have to live with yourself every day. You see some of the shit that nobody else would like. If somebody else would ever see some of the shit you see yourself do, or just like fucking like smells and shit, like any of that shit, like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Everybody goes through it, but you go through yours, so your perspective on you is a lot more than somebody else's. You know what I'm
But you're a
saying?
lot more harsh on yourself. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
got to give
because you
yourself a
have to
break.
live with yourself every day. Even if you're married to somebody, you can get a lot of the good, and when they're doing those things that they're embarrassed of or that they don't want you to see, they'll go away so you don't see them. So you can keep the whatever, the not romance, but the whatever,
The mystery.
illusion. The illusion. You can keep the
Yeah.
illusion alive about that person. You know, it's like when they used to say girls don't fart, like it was like stuff like that. It's to keep the
Yeah.
illusion alive. But with yourself, you have to live with yourself. Even when you tell somebody a lie or when like something like that, like you think about that. That's the shit that sticks with you. Like I said, like I'm capable of that. Like I don't know why I didn't just, you know.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, you just got to be able to give yourself the same break that you're willing to give other people.
Yeah.
Like, don't be so hard on you. Like, we're all so hard. Like you said, that's a human condition. We're all so hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't give ourselves the same respect that we give other people, or the same opportunity to fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we feel like all of our fuck ups are astronomical. When if somebody else did that same thing, you would be like, whatever. It's just
I
a
end up
thing.
putting myself in positions to be criticized or whatever by thinking like I pride myself in being very self-aware, but I'm it's not maybe that's not self-awareness. Like you will never think something negative about me that I don't already think you think.
It's
You know, if that
self-critical,
makes
not
sense.
self. You're
Yeah,
more
self-critical.
self-critical.
But like there's nothing you could be thinking about me that I don't already think you're thinking based on what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So if I'm explaining something to you, in my head I'm already like he thinks I'm full of shit. he thinks like the first time we went on here, I was like, my bad if I was being too like
Yeah.
wishy-washy and and I feel like people are gonna think I'm full of shit because I explain the way I think of things and stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
already
but
in my head.
that other person is standing there giving you that same time that you would have given them, and like they're not thinking about any of it. So that's why they say, like, before you start talking to somebody, make sure you stop and tell yourself, like, you just get through the fucking statement. Like, don't fucking knock yourself down.
I then think about all the times that somebody's talking, and like I'm like I said, playing poker and stuff like that. I'm good at reading people, and all the times I think, God, they're full of shit. But I'm,
Yeah.
I was like, I know you're full of shit. You're trying to one up me right now, like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
but so I think somebody's thinking that about me. That's why I like if I'd be doing this by myself and just like speaking into a camera, like I would have been done already, and I would be. That's why I say it's like what you do is it's not something that it's not a small thing. Like getting on and do it when you do it yourself and stuff. Like
Yeah.
pushing yourself to do it and being able to do that is like that's a hell of a character trait. Like because
But the thing is, the thing about it is though, I'm the same way. When I'm in my head the whole time.
yeah,
I'm talking shit on myself. I'm telling myself,
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear you. What are you doing? Like, this is all fucking, you're wasting your time. You look like a fool, like all this stuff.
Well, this time talking to you is easier than the first time. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, the first couple times, I did have stuff going on, but it was easy to say I can't do it today because I got this going on, and I didn't really try to find a way to work around it because it was
Yeah.
like that heart, my heart's pounding because I don't want and it probably has to do with some of the shit that's happened in the last couple of years. Like when everybody just tosses you to the side and you feel like fucking you're that disposable, it puts this weird thing in your head that nobody's gonna wanna anybody could just do that to you. So your words are just that.
Well, yeah, and the thing is too, when you're telling yourself these negative things, you want to put yourself in the situation to prove yourself wrong. Like here doing this, you're like feel it like you're nervous, whatever those emotions that'll prevent you from doing it, all that, and then you end up doing it, and you realize you've been lying to yourself.
I mean, I try, but it's not easy. I try to look at myself through like my kid's eyes or whatever, or like sometimes through Brittany's eyes. Like Brittany will ask me for like advice about work, or like Brittany will ask me advice for work, and I really do feel like I'm at my best if somebody asks me for advice, or if somebody's asked that's when I feel like I'm at my best because I can give good advice, and I'm I can see things from the outside, especially I can't do it to myself. So I try to look at myself through their eyes and think about that. But then, the creeping thing of people were friends with for 32 years of your life were just like, fuck that dude. That creeps into the back of your mind too, when you like, it was who I was. Like who I was I was a good friend. I was funny. I was fun to be around, and I was a hard worker. And it all flipped in one day. So it's hard to I'm reconfiguring. You put all
your chips into your group identity and less into your personal identity.
And so my work, my needing to be needed or whatever. I think that's the thing I miss the most about. I don't there's goods and bads to it. I love the fact that I don't have to feel bad about somebody always needed me to do something, right? And if I couldn't do it, I felt like shit. I felt like I was letting them down. It's a liberating feeling to not feel that as much anymore because not as many people are asking. But
don't fall back into that either, though.
No, I know, but it's nice being the first person someone calls. I need this done. I'm going to call Ricky. Yeah, it is. For me, anyway. Because I used to be lazy. You remember, I used to be lazy. I used to find excuses for shit instead of doing it, and I used to try and do the easy way out. And then I think it was when I met Brittany and then I had Bella and Lily. It was like I was a dad overnight, and all that shit changed me. And then, like now, if you call me lazy, like we might fight. Like if you're being serious about it, like now it's to the point where, like, I have to get something done every day. Like if I feel like shit, I don't care. I could go out and mow the lawn, whatever it is. I have to get something done. I can't just, even on vacation or whatever. Like I can't be just a bump. Like I can't just relax. Where I used to be able to sit and, sit on a gaming chair in front of a TV, be surrounded by cans of soda, and just that was my day.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's important to me to not be that. But so then being relied upon made me feel good because I know that I used to not be reliable.
Yeah. See,
So
I'd rather be like the third person you call. Like,
it's like
don't.
it's the reason I never bought a pickup truck, because I knew I was just going to move people every weekend. But so I kept myself from being that. But like none of my friends ever moved without me helping them, but I never asked anybody to help me move. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
I never asked for help, but I'd always offer it.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy the things that people go through that you don't realize how relatable it is because nobody else talks about it. Like I mean, pretty much everything that like you talk about going through, I'm like it's so relatable in my life, and it's just I mean it's the same thing when other people are saying stuff, and we all look at it like we all look at ourselves like we're uniquely struggling in our own way, but then like you tell people and then I don't know if you can tell my reaction half the time. Like, yeah, that's fucking. I get that. That's wild. Like, how are you going through that too? Like, I thought that was just a me thing.
It's the hardest part for me about like being a stay-at-home dad. I'll brag right now. It's fine. I can brag about this. So like, being a stay-at-home dad is like, I don't see the results. Okay, a lot. But so Lily yesterday, her teacher sent me a picture. She's holding up Jordans, and I was like, "The fuck?" She wanted Jordans, and I was like, "I'm not spending that much on shoes. Fuck you." But so Lily had a perfect report card. When I say perfect, I mean they don't give you number grades; they give you letters, and then they give you E's, S's, or U's. Excellent, satisfactory, or unsatisfactory. Lily had all A's, all E's. Like it was a perfect report card, and she won a raffle. And she won Jordans because of it. Like all the kids that were in the honor roll their names were put in a hat, and she won. And to me, I'm so happy that she did, because that instilled in her for at least like the next 2 years that hard work pays off, because she got something for it. So I'm so happy about that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But also, Bella got her report card yesterday. She got all A's. Wyatt got 1B, and Ava got a report on her report card that said like doesn't apply herself, because she's like, dude, that kid, I'm in trouble when she's like 12. I'll tell you in a minute. But so all my kids are in the honor roll. All my kids are in the honor roll. So now I see that like me being home, because I wasn't home ever before. Like I worked all the time, right? So, but now me being home, I feel like I'm being lazy. But then when I see the results of my kids being happier, and now they're getting straight A's, and so now I see that, and that's
Yeah.
good. But what I used to love about painting is like, say somebody smokes in their house, right? And you walk into their house getting ready to paint. Their house looks dingy. It looks like yellow.
Yellow walls.
By the end of that day,
Stains.
I can make their house look completely different, right? So I can look at, I take before and after pictures. So I have something solid to show me that I accomplished something. And I turn something ugly into something beautiful in a few hours. And I did that. So it's hard when you always have that reward system. And now my reward system is like, my kids get a report card every 3 fucking months, right? So it's a little more spread out. Like, and other things too. Like my son randomly throughout the day 150 times says, "I love you, Dada." Like that is a reward to me because
Yeah.
you know my kids will literally they can say anything to me. They know they don't. You know, there's nothing really. I'm not going to judge them for anything. So I know that, but you know, if I'm having a bad day and I don't feel like getting shit done, like it can go real downhill real fast because you don't have that thing to look at that you got done that day.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're used to that, it's hard. That's the hardest part about with your, you know, your reward system is.
Oh yeah, I
you're
couldn't
used to that.
imagine going from working full-time physical labor to being a full-time parent. That would be
Yeah, it's funny because I jokingly tell Brittany that my theme song is "Loser" from Three Doors Down. Yeah,
yeah.
I always say I'll sing it, but you know, I always say like, if you think I'm whatever you think I am, that's fine. Judge me in 11 years when all my kids are 18, and if they're good people, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know, I did good. I tell mom did good. None of us are in jail. None of us are like we do the right thing. Like we're loyal people. Like
Yeah.
to a fault sometimes, you know, like Brittany even says to me
Give
all the
you
time,
enough
you
rope
should
to
not.
hang me with.
Brittany tells me you shouldn't still be with me. All the shit that happened, like she tells me a lot. It's a you know,
Yeah.
mom raised loyal people, and mom was
Well,
so.
yeah.
And now mom does have successes. You know, she could focus on herself and all that shit that she put into us. She could put into herself. And when my last kid is 18, I'm gonna be 48. I got a whole second life that I can go live. You know,
Yeah,
and
you're
I
gonna
think
be
about
young.
I try to think about that too. But I'll be raising grandkids. One of them little fuckers is gonna get knocked out. But Ava, dude, the questions that she asked me, her and Wyatt. So I said, she's smart. I'm fucked. Because she's gonna question shit. She's already questioned shit. She's like, "What's the Easter Bunny look like? Does he look like a person or is he like a regular rabbit?" And like she's like, but like, and then she asked me the other day, like she was like, "Where does rubber come from?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know." I'm thinking about like rubber trees, but it took me like 2 minutes. I'm trying to think of where the fuck does rubber come from. And then yesterday she goes, "Why is it against the law to hit a girl?" I was like, "It's against the law to hit anybody." She's like, "Why?" Like, because like I could explain it to her, but like this is the shit she thinks about. And Wyatt goes, "How are we here? Like, what? Like, how did the world start?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, you're 8. Stop! Like, you're a stoner. Like, you're asking me stuff. Like they think about shit a lot. But Ava especially, Ava be asking me some questions that like, I'm like, she's gonna call me out on so much of my bullshit because I lie to them all the time if I don't know the answer to shit. I will just lie, straight up lie because they can't fact check me. They don't got phones yet. I don't like but I do it like in a way that's funny. Like I jokingly lie to them, but
The
she's gonna
kids
call
say
me out.
some wild shit, man. But
She's gonna
that's
call me
awesome
out.
that they're questioning thing. That's the correct
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, I always tell them don't ever because literally the one time somebody on TikTok said something and she took it as fact. I was like, don't ever I was like, I got mad about it. Like, do not ever because somebody says something just accept that it's fact without seeing some sort of
Even
evidence
me,
for
I lie to
yourself.
you.
Yeah, I said, yeah. Whenever I talk to them, they go, "Mommy," to make sure that I'm telling the truth. Like, but I do that on purpose because I want them to know people will lie to you, like right to your face, and just have a smile on their face and not think twice about it, you know.
Yeah,
But
we're still here.
my yeah, I don't like that. She did it once, and she doesn't do it much anymore. She really does think, she questions me on a lot of shit, even when she's wrong. Like, she'll question me. I know I'm dead ass right. I'm like, Lily, that's not an opinion. That's a fucking fact. Like, you can't prove me wrong. There's no way to prove me wrong.
I
But
saw a
then I do
meme the
that.
other day. It said that trust the science is the most anti-science thing ever said.
Yeah, just
Questioning
trust it.
science is how science is done.
Yeah. And guess what? Guess what? 10 years ago, they knew for a fact that fucking like certain things, medically certain things, they knew for a fucking fact. And now, like Pluto ain't a planet no more. Like, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It was a planet, not just like shit like that. They're constantly changing shit,
Yeah.
And yeah, but
When I first
also,
got with D, she would say, like, we would have arguments, and she'd be like, "This is the scientific way." I'm like, I don't trust it. I want to see exactly how the fuck it went down. And now, like, she knows not to fucking, like, I don't care what it said. What you can tell me, oh, this scientist said that. Show me your work. If I can't see your work, I don't believe you.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care what your opinion is, as long as you're coming from a place where, like, you're
Alyssa,
reading
I
shit
put
on
the
your
link
own.
down there.
Like,
all you got to do is click the link and follow the directions on screen.
If you're reading into shit on your own, that's fine. But I cannot stand. I have like this antenna for regurgitated information. Like
Oh yeah.
with sports, you hear it a lot. You're like, I was watching ESPN this morning too, motherfucker. Like, I heard that same thing you just said. Like, don't fucking, So I hate that shit when shit is just regurgitated and not thought of. That's why I like it. People who listen to Joe Rogan or whatever, a certain type of person. I like listening to him because he's so curious and will not like he'll change his mind on shit and he wants to know about shit and he'll make up his own mind. Like, I like that. If you're just make up your own mind, whether you're wrong or not. Drew thinks the world's flat. Me and him talk about the show all the time. I'm like, whatever, man. That's cool. If you think that's cool, as long as you're not just saying it to get a rise out of somebody. If you
Whenever I get on this StreamYard thing, I can never really hear it as good. Like, the volume turns down like times 10. I don't know why.
You're the first person that's ever
like,
said
now it's difficult to hear y'all, but it wasn't when I was watching y'all live.
Click settings. Click audio settings. I think it says not the mic.
Automatically adjust mic volume. Should I unclick that?
No, there's
echo cancellation.
No, it should be your outgoing speakers. It should. You could choose speakerphone. Yeah, choose
speaker.
What's it on now?
Default mic.
Speakerphone didn't change it any better. It should have. Default, I think it's this. Oh no! See, that's what it was. It was the automatically adjust the mic volume thing because it was on. It automatically adjusts it to 50% less than what it sounded like before for some reason.
I know how to do shit like that because I play video games. Sometimes your sounds are all fucked up, so you gotta like adjust.
That's better. I don't know. Whatever. Everyone can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, remember when you were up for Christmas meeting and we got in like that heated debate that night. But it doesn't matter. Like, we were in a heated debate, but it was from a place of like, you had your thoughts, I had mine. It's not. I hate people that.
I was toying with y'all that night.
I was drunk too. But no, we got into talking about like Lou and Troy and shit. That's what I fucking me. That's what I get like. But
yeah,
I love that shit. I tell people about you all the time. I say it specifically about you. I'm like, look, man. I said my brother failed 9th grade 3 times, and you can watch him fucking school college-educated people online, and then they start talking personal about him. I said that's how you know he won. I said you got a 9th grade. I don't care. Education. It's what they're telling you to learn. If you think for yourself,
I'm not going to jump into every argument. I'm going to jump into the ones that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like,
because then people value your opinion. I hate people that want to. This dude I play online with, he goes, it's like this. He says that before everything, and that statement annoys me. Like, it's like this. No, it's not like this. It's like this for you. You can't say it's like this. It's not stone cold. Like, it's not the way it is. Like, it's like this is. I feel like it's like demeaning when you're talking. It's like this. You're telling them this is how it is. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't argue with me. I don't like that. Like, in my opinion, that's fine. But it's like this is like a real cocky. You know, it's like when the guy who's telling you after every opinion he has how smart he is the dumbest guy in the room usually. So.
I can't figure it out. I give up.
What are you trying to do? The comments?
No, I'm just trying to hear.
Oh.
I can hear you, Bean. I just can't hear Ricky. I don't know why.
Let me see.
It is what it is. I could hear him before a little lower too, so I guess that's what it is.
I'm not reading it. Katie, yeah, my daughter is about to be 13.
Better?
my daughter's about to be 13, and she thinks she's a know-it-all too, and like I love when she says something to me so sure of herself, and I'm like, oh, here we go. But also, you know, she don't trust a word I say because like I was taking her to basketball the other day, and I was like, see, no turn on red, mon fry, and I made up what mon and fry. It means Monday to Friday, but I made up what mon and fry meant, and it was a wild out there shit. She's like, I don't think it means that. I was like, then what's it mean? She didn't know what it meant. That's why I said it. Like, I don't know. But I'm like, well, then tell me what it means. If you don't know what it means, I'm telling you I know what it means. Like, I've been driving for a long time. I know what that means. So like, I'll lie to her, but she thinks she knows everything too. So I do that shit just to mess with her. But my problem with like that age right now, with Bella's age, Beanie, she's about to be 13 in a month. And I think the pandemic did it because like for 2 years, her way of communicating was playing video games or watching videos, and every single person in those platforms talks to you like you're an idiot, like condescending. So my daughter has a tone. She has a tone about her. When she says something to me, I'm like, Bella, I'm like, I understand that you don't mean to sound like this. I said, but somebody's going to hit you one day because like, the way you talk is you sound like you're like trying to make me sound like an idiot. So that's my biggest problem with that, with the know-it-all stuff with her is if she didn't say it with such a like a cocky way about her, and she doesn't mean to, I don't think it will bother me as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually, I mean, this is coming from me, the person who's been talking nonstop for the last half hour, but usually people that don't shut up and will talk over you when you try to have an opinion about something are the people that they either know they're wrong and they don't want to hear the right thing, or they think...
You're talking to two Capricorns right now about not knowing when we're wrong, by the way, just so you know over here. I don't know if you know anything about astrology, but Capricorns are the most stubborn motherfuckers in the zodiac, and we are never wrong. And guess what? You know how wrong we're never wrong? Is we will make sure that we don't even speak upon shit that we don't know enough about, because we never will let you prove us wrong, because we won't even open our mouths if we don't know we're 100% right.
I'll argue with
That's how bad we don't want to be proven wrong.
I'll argue with my 7-year-old, right? And then I'll argue and prove her wrong. And then 5 minutes later, we will talk about the argument we just had. And I'll tell her, see, this is what. She goes, yeah, that's what I said. And she'll say that she said my argument. I'm like, no, you didn't.
I won't even open my mouth because I know. And that's why, like, I'll sit there and I get the gratitude and the satisfaction out of just knowing or just watching a fact checker try to fact check me, because I know that my facts are straight before I open my mouth. Or else I won't open my mouth, and I won't even, because I just can't stand being that person that's proved wrong, let alone, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there fighting and talking shit like, I know I'm right, and then you prove me wrong. No, that's not going to happen.
I have arguments in a way that I make sure that I'm leading you in a direction that I'm going to have every answer to everything you say.
That too, yeah, yep. So you can't be wrong. There's just no way. You set yourself up at the beginning where you're going to be right no matter what the fuck happens. And also with getting caught, like even in lies and things, because lies are always wrong, obviously. Me, when I get caught in a lie, I won't get caught in the lie. I'll tell you, I'll tell on myself before, so that I'm still feel like I'm not in the wrong or as in the wrong, because you know what I mean? Like, you didn't find out. You found out through me. You know what I mean? Type of thing. That's how far I'll go sometimes to make sure I don't feel like I'm in the wrong in the situation.
People like argue about things like politics or something that's opinion-based.
Oh, I don't even get those. I hate those arguments.
What I do in those arguments is I will, like, have the most outlandish opinion on purpose that's like, and it pisses them off so bad. You can figure out by what they're saying, what they're, you know, what they don't like. So I'll go with that opinion and I'll make shit up. Like, like the government's lizard people and shit. I'm like, what does it matter if you're Democrat or Republican? They're all lizard people. Like, what? Come, you can't believe that shit. I'll just start fucking prove that. Have you met him? You like him, right? I'll just start saying shit like that and work them up. it's pointless to.
So you're just an instigating shitter, shit starter.
I do like having conversations, but if you're gonna like talk to me as if your opinion is a factual statement,
right?
There's no sense in having a debate because you're never even gonna listen to me. You're not listening to me. You're waiting.
Yeah, depending on the person. If you're talking to someone like me, yes, you're right. My mind's already made up. If I'm telling you a factual statement, there's not much you can tell me that's going to make me think that's different. Because, like I said, I've usually done my research enough. You know what I mean? So you're right. But if you're talking to some people will admit when they're wrong and. Or they'll like you said, I think you said this earlier. Have you ever met that person that like doesn't want to be wrong so badly that they'll just start making up bullshit and just straight up telling you straight to your face, bold-faced lies just to make themselves look great? Like it's like, dude, really? Like you're gonna? I just googled this and showed it to you. I showed you the answer and proved to you were wrong, and they'll still be like, oh no, well that's not right because this, and I'm like, wait, what?
It's an ego thing. Being right is more important than being informed. And that's crazy to me. I love being wrong. I tell my kids all the time, Wyatt gets so upset if he gets an answer wrong, like on a test or something. And I'm like, buddy, that's how you learn. Like, being wrong is like the best thing ever. Like, if you weren't.
Yeah, that's what some people say. Not to me, though.
If you won every. Like, say you play a game and you won every single time. Like, you're not learning anything from it. And it's there's no reason to keep
there's no challenge in the matter.
Yeah. So being wrong, like I love being wrong and learn. I mean, I get why people do it if they have like an ego issue and they, but like at the time you kind of feel dumb if you say something and you get proven wrong. But I remember when I get proven wrong, and I'll remember like if I.
Well, I'll remember when I'm proved wrong too.
People go into these debates not really trying to change minds; they're trying to score points. But if you really want to go into a debate and actually expect to change somebody's mind, you have to actually speak to them on their level, and nobody's willing to do that anymore. Everybody's having an argument. Everybody wants to get their point across.
Right.
Like if you go into if I don't agree with you, before I tell you how I don't agree with you, I'm going to tell you what I agree with you about.
What's that thing too?
A couple points that I do agree with, and then I'm going to tell you why you're wrong and how you're wrong.
It's that thing too of like, I don't need to tell you I'm smart. You can make your own opinion. If you can't judge for yourself by the way I talk or my mannerisms or whatever, what kind of person you think I am, if I have to tell you what to think of me, like it's pointless, right? Because you're going to think whatever you think of me. By me trying to tell you what to think of me, you're thinking the way opposite, So whatever you think of me, you're going to think of me no matter what. So I'm just going to tell you my opinion on something, and then I'm going to listen to yours. And maybe I'll skew mine based on yours.
But, these the real, intense debate type conversations don't ever really happen in person. It's always like an internet thing where you're it's over a lapse of 8 hours. You're trying to keep jumping back in to get your fucking points.
Right.
And usually when they do happen in person or like over something like this, somebody goes into it agitated, which is why it's happening in the first place. This conversation is happening because somebody's agitated, and now you're gonna say your opinion is different from theirs. They're already agitated about that thing. And now you're telling them that your opinion is different, so now you're an idiot, right? But in most things in life, you can both be right in your own world. Like in my world, like I don't like people in New York, people who live in New York City, like don't need cars and shit, so they don't have the same problems as I have, right? So like my car insurance, my car payment, shit like that, because they don't have, everywhere, like in New York, so close that you can walk everywhere and shit. So my view on what the world is different from theirs, right? Or if you live on a farm, right, and you don't deal with a ton of so everybody's life experience is different, and based on that, for you, the very same thing you're talking about can be wildly different for you and for somebody else, and both of them can be right. One doesn't have to be wrong for the other one to be right. But I think it's important to listen to the other person's opinion on it based on where they're from, who they are, and their experiences, because you don't have those experiences, and you never will. Like, you've never lived the life they lived, so you can't see things from that lens. But if you can almost like empathize with somebody else and see things through their eyes, it's a little bit of a way to broaden.
Well, yeah, listen, take it in, listen to what they got to say, and then explain to them why they're wrong.
Yeah. I do see with Brittany, like Brittany, she'll, like, if we're having like a heated conversation, like, nothing makes her more mad when I laugh, because she says all the time, like, oh, you think, because there's words I use too that, like, I don't use them, like, I didn't look up that word, and, like, it's just, I don't know, it came to me somewhere. Like, the one time I said something about, I was like, you're not going to have a modicum of success. And she was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, not even like a little bit, not an inkling. She was like, well, why do you have to use that word? Why can't you just say that? I'm like, I don't know. It's just, it's natural. It's not like I said, like, I didn't shoehorn it in there. You always try to use these words to try and make me sound stupid. And then when I laugh, when she says something that's like completely ridiculous, and I laugh, like, it pisses her off so bad, because, like, what else am I gonna do, you know? Or the other thing that's fun to do to somebody is, if they go on a gigantic long ass tirade, you just go, wrong.
Yeah.
That's so bad. Somebody will sit there for 3 minutes and give you a whole dissertation. You're like, wrong.
It's apparently like a Jersey thing to do this, but like our thing is like when people like go rambling on about like some kind of rant or whatever it is, we just go, that's crazy, man. We just answer everything with, that's crazy. And like, if you hear a Jersey person say that's crazy, that means we didn't listen to a goddamn word you just said. And we're just like letting you just go on and on and on about whatever you're going on and on and on about. And if I answer you that question with, oh man, that's crazy, that means that, yeah, I have no idea what the fuck you just said.
Pennsylvania, that's crazy means I gotta go. Like, this guy, like, I'm saying whatever I can to get you to stop talking so I can leave. Like, that's crazy. Like, everything, or it's one of those things where, like, a lot of times, you know, if somebody talks shit about somebody, right, and you go, yeah, like, by you saying yeah,
You're
like, see, but he agrees with me, and he'll go tell that person, even Ricky agrees with me. But he'll say, like, no, I didn't say a fucking word. Like, they vented to me about you, and I was like, yeah. Like, doesn't mean, yeah, I agree with everything you just said, but people will do that to, like, get you on their side too. So I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I say that's crazy too. So it's not, I don't say yeah to let them think, you know, I'm with that.
Yeah, I don't start it with, yeah, I don't know if I said that. I just go, that's crazy. That's just it. And you leave it at that, and that can be determined in many different ways. So that just is what it is. That's crazy doesn't mean you're taking any side. You're just like, oh, that's crazy. That's wild, man. That's wild. I don't know what to say to that, but that's just wild. And that's usually what I say as well, following up to it. I'll be like, yeah, I don't know what to say to that, man. That's wild, or that's crazy. I don't know what to say to that. And that means that I don't even have to have nothing to say to what you said to prove that I understood what you said. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. It's a pretty good one to fall back on.
What do you mean you don't know? I asked you where you want to go for fucking dinner.
Oh, fuck. That's when they catch you. That's when they get you. Yeah. That's when they get caught. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that happens in my house a lot, because everybody in my house is a picky eater except for me. So I'm like, what do you guys want to eat? I'm like, I don't care. And then I'll say,
that's a classic argument in every relationship, friend, platonic or not. Like,
out of my 4 kids, my oldest doesn't eat pizza or anything with sauce. Then my second oldest doesn't like she likes everything with sauce, but she won't eat something that's like too crispy. And then my younger 2, their shit changes every day. So in my house, like, when I cook dinner, I'm like a fucking chef in a restaurant. I'll make like 4 different things. So if we're gonna order food, I'll be like, all right, what do you want to order? And I'm like, I don't care. I'll be like, all right, I'm ordering Chinese. No, I don't like Chinese. I'm like, okay, then we're gonna order sandwiches. I don't want sandwiches. I'm like, you just said I don't care 2 suggestions ago, so suggest something. I don't know. I don't care. Like, I do. Well, I'm gonna get myself something and use her.
And this is where my mom would say, "Okay, fucking starve then."
Yeah, I'm a pushover when it comes to that shit. Like, I'm telling you, every night in my house is like a restaurant kitchen because
that's how my aunt does that shit. It drives me nuts. But her kids are so ungrateful about it too. Like it just happened at Easter on Sunday. My aunt goes and makes them plate. And she even brought extra stuff. She does it at every holiday. She brings extra stuff because her kids are like your kids too, where they change what they like all the fucking time too. So it's like 1 year they'll like ham, and next year they won't eat ham. They only eat turkey. You know what I mean, or whatever.
My kids will say they don't like something, having never tried it. Right?
Yeah, they do that too. But my point was though, she's sitting there making them plates or whatever, and she's asking each one like, "Hey, do you want this?" And they're like, "Nah, I don't like that."
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like, just the way they even fucking talk about it, it makes me angry. I'm like, dude, if that was my kid, I'd be backhanding the shit out of you right now. And you'd be going to bed without dinner because that's what my mom would do to me. Like,
and I don't
so nasty and, like, unfucking grateful. Like, nah, I don't eat that. Yeah. But you just had it yesterday for lunch, Dakota. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, I made you a ham sandwich for lunch. You like ham. Oh, I liked it yesterday. I don't like it today.
Not anymore.
Like, the fuck?
I don't talk to my kids like kids either. Like I don't talk to them with that like I talk to them like I would talk to you. Like right. So I will like if they get like that snippy attitude, like they know that shit doesn't fly. That's one thing I will say, Beanie, that Troy taught me is manners. Because Troy was like, if somebody sneezes and you didn't say bless you, like Troy, like yo, like he'll call you out and shit. Like that's one thing. So my kids, like, they know, like, you're not going to talk to somebody like that, especially somebody that's trying to do something for you. Like, if I'm trying to do something for my kids or they ask me to do something and I'm doing it and then they give me an attitude about whatever it is, I'm like, all right. And I'll just set whatever it is. I'll set it down and I'll walk away. Like, go talk to your mom. Like, maybe she'll help you. Maybe she'll, yeah. Oh, that's the worst when you get, like the other day, my son asked me to get him Cheez-Its. So I stopped at the store. I made a special stop, got Cheez-Its. And I got home, he said, I said the big bag. I'm like, oh, you said the big bag. All right. And I just took that bag and went upstairs, and he came up and realized what he did, and he apologized. But I always tell him, my famous line to him, the proper sentence is thank you. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if it's not what you wanted. Somebody went out of their way and thought of you, and you need to acknowledge that, one way or another. If I ever asked somebody for something and they got me the wrong thing, they would never in a million years know that, ever. Because I would say thank you, and I would just take it, and I would, that's that.
I feel like an ungrateful bitch now because I definitely would let the person know, like, well, but I asked for this, but I wouldn't make them feel bad about it, and I wouldn't not take it, or like, you know what I mean, like or not thank them or whatever. But I definitely would say like, oh, but I did ask for a Mountain Dew, but this works too, thanks anyway, and things like that. Like I would say something like that, but I wouldn't pretend like it's what I wanted, only because I'm the type of person that wants that person to remember that next time, and not screw it up, next time.
My wife, and she specifically asked me something, and I gave her an answer, and she comes with the wrong thing. I'll say something to her because I'm like, come on, dude.
Right. No, if it's a random stranger and they're just doing something that kind of their hardness of their heart, hell no. But if it's my man and he comes home with the wrong flavored something or or especially, God forbid, diet something, I'll be like, I don't want this.
When we were kids, like, we grew up, like, lower class, but my mom went balls out on Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
my mom always did too. Even if we didn't have it, she'd make it happen.
But, like, if I wanted the red Power Ranger, my mom always got me like the green one. Like it's that, she never was like 100% spot on, but she was in the ballpark, right? But she'd never know. My mom just thought every gift she ever gave me was perfect. It was the exact thing I wanted. There were so many times it was like it was,
I got a question. Ricky, I got a question because I was thinking back the other day about this. Have you ever gotten anything you asked for?
Yeah, I got the smoking skull belt. Remember when I wanted Stone Cold's belt? That's
Mom would ask us for a list.
It's a trampoline for my birthday.
Mom would ask us for a list every year. I don't remember getting one thing off any of my Christmas lists.
But I was
what's
always
the big thing you want? I've never asked for anything expensive. Like how I was always cheap. But
I was always the type too
never
that
got one thing. Like,
I don't care either way. Like I'll make do with whatever. It doesn't really matter to me.
I'll give that to my mom. My mom was good with that shit, but like she always was the type of person that would only want to buy your affection anyway. She never would say I love you or nothing like that. She was buying person, so she'd be spot on if you gave her a list. It'd be the exact color, the exact brand, everything.
The thing about our mom, though, too, is our mom was a waitress from 6 in the morning till 2:30, got home, changed, and then she was a bartender at night. So she didn't have much time to fucking go store to, and she didn't drive. My mom didn't have a license till she was 42 years old, right? So she didn't have the luxury of going from store, and she had Troy. If she did go to the store, she had Troy fucking down her throat to get it. Like, let's go. So, like, she didn't have the luxury of going store to store to find the exact thing you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's ballpark, you said Power Ranger, right?
Right.
She sees Power Ranger, she's getting that shit. Like, it's not like, you know, she's.
I'm not talking shit on your mom by any means, man. I was just saying how my mom was.
I'm just explaining, like, our mom. I'm just explaining why I.
You just get stoned like me and just ramble on and keep going with the fucking story.
I think it would suck for you, Beanie, when it comes to things like things you know about. So skateboards, right? You want a skateboard, mom's going to get you a Walmart skateboard. You can't ride a Walmart skateboard, right? So that sucks. That's like a wasted present because you're gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be. You're not gonna do as good with that as you would for one that's.
This is what I did. I just asked for gift cards from everyone growing up, and then I eliminated that whole issue.
I never asked for anything. I didn't.
Anytime anybody's ever gotten me a skateboard as a gift, I promise you I didn't ride it.
Yeah, it's the wrong thing.
But they would think that I rode it all the time.
Yeah, and then that's the thing too. I would actually make it a point to say, like, oh man, that thing you got me is awesome. Like, but it's
fucking
collecting.
People like you, man.
Just lying on purpose.
Yes, I do that because I don't ever want.
No, I understand. I understand why you do it, and you come from a good place. But it's people like you that irk me the most because I can never get you the right fucking thing because you're never honest about what you actually fucking want.
You have to understand though,
and that would drive me nuts, especially if I was in a relation with you or you were a family member. That would drive me nuts because I'd be like, dude, does he really like it, or is he just telling me this? Like, everything that I got you. Like,
my mom used to get mad at me because I'd buy what I wanted. Like, toward Christmas time, she goes, "You can't buy nothing for yourself from November on." Like, fuck you. Like, so if I want if I want it, I'm gonna go get it
every year.
Yeah. If I want it, I'm gonna go get it for myself. I don't like getting gifts. I love Christmas, but I love watching my kids open shit.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I love giving too. I hate getting because I never know how to react.
But whenever anybody asks, like, what do you want for Christmas, or what do your kids want for Christmas, I say, like, they're fine. They got everything they need. They don't play with half the shit they get, and I don't want shit. Like, I really don't, because I don't like I don't like stuff.
I hate gift giving holidays. It bothers me the greed that it brings out of people.
It's Valentine's Day, dude. You gotta be forced to be in love with someone. I'll buy you flowers in May. How about that? I'll buy you flowers when they're not marked up 3 times, and I'll buy them just because I was thinking of you that day. I saw these and I thought you'd love them.
Why does it got to be on a government-issued holiday? Why not on
it doesn't. Why does marriage have to be a piece of paper that ties all of your money together? Like, why does, there's a lot of reasons that go by that some shit, too.
Don't tell me just because it's March 17th that I'm allowed to get pissy drunk today, because I'm going to get pissy drunk tomorrow, too, you fuckers.
This shit happens with a lot of things, and those Hallmark holidays is what I call them anyway, are all the same anyway for that reason. It's for that exact reason, and that's why they're called Hallmark holidays, because they were literally just for companies to make money. Like, wedding rings was all a gimmick for people to make money. That was never even a really fucking thing. It was never diamonds and expensive shit. Like,
have you ever?
Don't get me started. Like, that whole fucking thing is a scam. You know what I mean? Like, on the business is wanting to make money.
Do you know what a chocolate diamond is? Have you ever heard the story of a chocolate diamond? So a chocolate diamond.
I hate diamonds. I told my man if he ever did get me a ring, it better be the cheapest fucking cool. I have like many favorite stones. I will give you a whole list of them. Better be one of those stones in some regular fucking wrap, because I don't want nothing fancy in my hand. I'll lose it or break it anyway.
That's my wedding ring. I'll never. That's that's what I.
Or tattooed. Yeah, that's pretty cool too, man. Shit.
But so a chocolate diamond. So what happened was, they would mine these diamond mines, right? And out of all of the diamonds they mined out, only like 5% of them were good, clear diamonds. The rest of them were these ugly brown color, and they'd throw them away. So what they did was decided, well, these are brown chocolate, and they'd start selling them as chocolate diamonds, and they fucking sold them at some crazy markup and said that they were these special diamonds, when really they were just the trash of the diamond mines.
That's funny because chocolate sells that today. I don't know why that reminded me of this, but this is another weird fun fact. But did you know that, obviously you probably know that vanilla beans and vanilla, the plant, is actually black. And they only dyed that shit and made it a white color because of basically like racism and shit. They thought that black was just an ugly color and it wasn't going to sell. So they were like, we're not going to make vanilla black. Fuck that. Vanilla has to be white. And they changed vanilla to white just over fucking propaganda as well. Like, vanilla's not white. Nothing about vanilla is white, but everything vanilla flavored is white or yellow.
Bananas are the
I guess they're flowers. They do flowers, and they come out a little golden color, but they're not really white either.
Yeah. And bananas are most healthy for you when they're brown and bruised.
Yeah.
To you,
this is the let's have you should start having, Beam, is some random stoner hour and call it like the bathroom fucking fun facts. You know that big fucking book that some people keep on the back of their toilet for you to read while you're taking a shit, full of a bunch of useless information? Should just be an hour of getting random fun facts of no complete reason.
I am that book. That's me. I'm full of fun facts.
Right. Useless ass information that might come up in a trivia someday at a bar, but other than that, probably will never be used again in your life. Like,
all right, Beans. I gotta go get bells. So,
all right.
Yeah. I'll let you have done. I don't know if you do it tomorrow. Hit me up beforehand so I can. Tomorrow, I don't got no kids going anywhere, so I'll be home.
Done.
So, hit me up.
All right.
Sorry if I talk too much.
I actually just realized again that the chat's going on. I don't like how this StreamYard doesn't show the chat.
Yeah, you got to put the chat like over the. And she's gone. My kids had that book growing up. Yep. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this shit up anyway. I've been on for a little over 2 hours now. Jeez, some crow. Fucking Christ. All right, everybody. Let's get the fuck up out of here the same way we came in. Love you guys. Fire in the hole. It's live now.
She grabbed hold of me. She started slapping me and shit. I was like, "Oh damn, bitch! You do know how."
I don't even know what a blue waffle is. What is that?
I gotta interject on that because I passed home ec with flying colors.
You can take a shot to the face. Life is easy.
It's adrenaline, so it's a mind.
I fought in the Golden Gloves down at the Civic Arena in